Hello everybody. Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Carissa and Ethan is not here, so he's not going to be in this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't ever miss any of our uploads. So this week's video is going to be a sit down video. I just started a series on our channel of moving, so I'm just going to kind of talk about what we're doing and what our plan is and everything. So I just want to kind of address it and help everybody understand what's going on. I just came back from a baby shower, so that's why my hair and my makeup is done. I would not get this dressed up for you guys. Sorry. Maybe a little bit of makeup, but not this much. But anyway, let's just jump right into the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is what's going on. Me and Ethan live with my parents. We are both 18. Yes, we know we can move out whenever we want, but we do want to live with my parents until after the wedding, maybe a year or two after the wedding, just so we can get on our feet and we are financially stable. We can take care of ourselves. We are very responsible, but we just don't think we are financially stable right now to move into our own apartment. I am perfectly fine with living with my parents. Ethan agreed and he is perfectly fine with living with my parents. So that is that. I just wanted to adjust that because I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, you guys are old enough, you guys are still living with your parents are taking care of you. No, everything that me and Ethan have, we have bought it for ourselves unless it was a gift from somebody. I buy my own stuff, he buys his own stuff, we buy our own stuff. We just live in the house with my parents. So I know a lot of people are like, you guys are 18, your parents are still taking care of you. No, that is not the case. We take care of ourselves. We just live with our parents because my parents said it was okay for us to stay with them until we get on our feet, because they obviously don't want us moving and then not being able to afford it and then having to move back in with them. So we all decided that it was a better idea to just stay with my parents. So anyway, so that is why we are still living with my parents. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is where we are moving. My parents and we live in the house we're in right now. It's an apartment. It's a townhouse. It's a 2-bedroom. It was good for our needs, but with me and my mom running our own business and daycare, we really need and think it's a better idea to get a bigger house. Now, our plan was to stay in this apartment until we buy a house because we are planning, well, I say we, I mean my parents. I'm not buying it, but I'm moving with them. So my parents want to buy a house and they actually do plan on buying a house within the next year, hopefully sooner. We definitely want to buy a house very soon, and they want to buy a bigger house, at least 4-bedroom or more with a big yard. We have 2 dogs. Now obviously, like I said earlier, when me and Ethan do move, we are taking my dog, which is Mossy, but they do still have a dog, so they do still need a yard. And with our business, we do want a yard for the kids, especially in the summer. We spend most of our time outside. If we are not on field trips, we are outside. Our apartment that we live in now, it's a nice size. The yard is phenomenal. It is gorgeous. It is perfect. This is the kind of yard we want in a house that we buy, is this yard. Now, our plan was to stay in this apartment until we find a house that we are wanting to buy. We were planning on staying in this apartment, but something did happen. I'm not going to get too much in detail because it's my parents' business, but this apartment was bought in by another person and they are wanting to move into it. So we do have to move out of it, and it's sooner than we wanted, and we cannot buy a house right now. This is just not the time that we are wanting to buy a house. So unfortunately we have to move, and we have to move to another apartment, which we're only going to be staying there for a little while, and then we're going to be buying a house next year. The problem with that is, for one, the main one is our daycare. We're not wanting to have to move all of the kids from house to house to house. Also, the kids start school in September. With moving August and September, they're starting school, and then we're going to be moving again next year, which we don't know if it will be in the middle of the school year or the end of the school year. It's still going to be around school time, which means we would have to tell the school where we're moving to and where they're going to be dropped off and picked up, and it's just a big whole mess. That is the major sucky part about having to move twice within 1 year. We are kind of like not wasting money, but like we're moving to somewhere and signing a 1-year lease, which also is the sucky part. A lot of places is a 1-year lease. Now, like I said, we don't want to stay in another apartment for 1 year with all of these kids and with everything that we need. We don't want to stay in an apartment for 1 year. And we don't want to stay there for a year. We only want to stay there for a couple of months. So that is us just wasting money. We're spending money on another apartment, and then we're having to spend more money when we buy a house. Mechanicville is a very, very, very hard place to find an apartment with our wants and our needs. Now, obviously, if it comes down to it, we have to move to an apartment that we don't want, but it's definitely based off of our needs. We need an apartment that obviously accepts dogs because we have 2. That is one thing. A lot of apartments in Mechanicville, they don't accept dogs. Now, the next thing that we need is we need something that has some sort of yard, whether it's small or big, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, we're only being there for a couple of months. So as long as there's some sort of yard that we can let our dogs out and that we can let our kids kind of play of some sort outside, that's really what we need in an apartment. Obviously something with 2 bedrooms or more, because we need a bedroom for my parents and then a bedroom for me and Ethan. So that's really what we need, and nowhere in Mechanicville is anything like that. It's either it's a gorgeous place, it's perfect for us, but then you look and it says no pets, or it accepts pets but it's not a great place, a 1-bedroom apartment, or it's just not somewhere where we want to live. We've looked at 3 places already. We're hoping to look at 2 within the next 2 weeks. Now, I know I uploaded a packing video. That was just what we had already packed and what stuff that I'm not gonna need every single day, that I'm okay with packing in a box, and if I do end up needing it, I can just untape the box and I can take what I need out. Didn't pack anything that we need, like our clothes, anything in the kitchen we didn't pack, all of the kids' toys we didn't pack. So like we didn't really pack, but we did start packing just so everything wasn't all just in a couple of days. Sorry if the camera's shaking. I'm sitting at my table and I'm moving. I'm Italian, so I talk with my hands. Anyway, we didn't really pack. I did upload it that we were packing, we're moving, which we are packing and we are moving. We're just not moving as soon as we hoped we would be moving. We were hoping that we could be out by August 1st, which I am videotaping this August 3rd and you guys are seeing this August 4th. We obviously were not out by the 1st. Now we want to be out by at least the 15th. We're hoping that when we look at these couple of houses within the next few weeks that we can move in as soon as possible. Just because September is a very hard time to be moving because it is the start of the school year. Kids start school the 6th or something like that. I don't really remember. These apartments aren't really something that like we're gonna be staying in forever. It's not something that we're like looking forward to moving to. It's just a very, very temporary place. When we move, my mom's not even putting up any of her pictures. I do plan on putting my room together because I don't think I mentioned it in my moving vlog. We're changing the theme of my room. My room theme now is just gray and white. It's very minimalistic. I want boho theme. It's very, very in style right now. That is not why I want it. I want it because it's not too girly and it's not too boyish. It's perfect. I'm not going to go all out until we move next year and we buy a house. I am planning on getting a double vanity. One side being a vanity and the other side being a desk for Ethan for his game. That is pretty much what our plan is for moving. It's a lot. That was creepy as hell. And it really sucks. It does to have to move twice in a year. But it's just what has to happen. My moving vlogs aren't going to be all like put together in like 1 week or whatever, unless we do plan on moving the 15th. Then you will see them within the next week. I will do an empty house tour when we do find something. We've been here for 2 years. It was nice for our needs. We really, really want a separate room for the kids. That's just not gonna happen until we buy a house. I said earlier that me and Ethan were planning on moving after we get married. I don't know when after we get married. It's definitely going to be after we get married. I just don't know when. It's just going to be whenever we feel like we're financially stable, that we can afford an apartment. Me and him do plan on buying a house in the future. Definitely not soon. Definitely not soon, but definitely in the future, before we die. I had everything written down of what I wanted to talk about, like in sections, but it all kind of just came out and all different. So I don't think I missed anything. Pretty much overall is just, we have to move out of the apartment that we're in right now. We're moving to an apartment that's going to be temporary, and then we're moving again next year in a house that we are buying. When we move and we buy a house, I say we, like it's us. No, when my parents buy a house, it's definitely going to be a lot of moving vlogs. Like, I have so much in my head that I can do. I'm not really going to go all out for this time moving because it is only going to be temporary, and it's not something that we're like, oh my god, we're moving. It's not really that. That is why if you notice, the moving vlogs will be all out of order and spread out within a month, just because of the way we are moving. I think that's everything that I wanted to address and talk through. That's just our luck. That's just what has to happen right now. It sucks, but it's just what has to happen. That is pretty much that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or didn't understand something, leave a comment down below or DM me on Instagram. But yeah, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't ever miss any of our future uploads and any of our moving vlogs that are definitely coming up. Stay tuned for next week's video, which is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a mother versus fiance tag. Alrighty guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!